welcome back to my channel. I'm working with a great team of people today. This is Anya, our model today, and our hair and makeup is thanks to Kasia Malgosia of Penthouse Hairstyling. And today I wanted to focus on veils and accessories, hair accessories specifically. How your hair accessories can change your entire bridal look just with a simple fascinator, a veil, things that are removable, things that are interchangeable, and things that will make you feel just pretty and complete your look. Here we have a high neckline, beaded gown. It has an illusion neckline, so being that we have something that actually decorates the neckline here, we wouldn't put on any kind of jewelry on the neck itself because we do have beautiful details on the dress. I would definitely put on some earrings. And what this dress features in the back is a gorgeous back, low detail backline. So what I would put is a veil that would cut below the actual detail of the dress to not compete with the gown itself, but yet show off the detail of both the accessory and the dress itself. Let me show you. I chose a fingertip veil for this dress. Fingertip meaning that when I put it into the bride's hair, or the model's hair, bride's hair, when she puts her arm down, it reaches the actual edge of her finger, the tip of her finger. This is a one-tier veil. I did pick a veil that has a detail that's very similar to the actual detail on the dress. This way it looks like a complete look. And this is why I also recommend when you purchase your gown to also shop for your accessories, because you have the gown in hand and you're able to actually match up the details perfectly to your dress and see exactly where it falls along with the color and the style. Again, this is a one-tier veil, so it does not have a blusher that goes over the bride's face, but it does frame the bride's face in a beautiful way, giving her a complete look and not competing with the details on the dress itself. What's great about wearing veils is that you can actually take them off at your wedding. Back in the day when veils were more attached to headpieces, you kept your veil on all night. Now you have the luxury of actually being able to take off your veil as long as you have some sort of an accessory in your hair. So in this situation, I'm going to put in a fascinator that matches the dress perfectly, along with not just the simplicity of the style because we have a streamlined dress, but also because of the fact that the details on the actual fascinator match perfectly not just to the veil, but to the actual dress, which is the most important. So here we have a complete look now. So we'll take off the veil. We're at the reception. Bride wants to dance and party all night. All the pictures are taken. You have your beautiful photographs. And now you're going to just keep your hairpiece in your hair all night and not have to worry about the veil getting in your way. And you still have the touch of tradition in your actual look with the veil for your pictures for the actual ceremony. Now I'm going to try the same look with a two-tier veil so I can show you what a blusher would look like. The blusher is the top tier of a veil you can put over your face when you're walking down the aisle, the way the traditional bride does it in most cases and how you see it in movies most of the time. I am putting it above her hairstyle so that she can see the actual detail of her dress and it doesn't compete with the detail at the bottom of the dress and she doesn't have to worry about sitting on it accidentally. The beads and the details surround her on this veil. What's beautiful about it is that you have them in the front and in the back, and you don't have to worry about something being missing on the dress or not having a complete look because now you have it all around you when you walk down the aisle, sparkling and complete. Now I wanted to show you a little variation of a veiling. This would be called the bouffant or a fascinator piece. It has a crystal fascinator in the middle of it on a comb so you can slide it into the bride's hair, as well as a detail that will cover up your face. Now whether you keep this in your hair or not all night, it's totally up to you, but it's up to you and your hairstylist to decide whether or not you wanted to put it over your face so it stays over your face all night, or if you can have it brushed over with a hairpin or a bobby pin. So I'm going to slide into your hair to show you what this looks like. And it's just a variation of a veil. Very romantic, kind of retro, and it works with different looks, but it also creates a completely different look on our bride. I wanted to show you one more variation. There are cathedral veils too. Cathedral veils, in my opinion, should always be longer than the train of a dress. Why? Because when you wear the actual veil, you want to have not just the effect of the veiling, but you also want it to drag behind the dress, detailing the actual dress underneath it, accenting it. and just making sure that it's not blending in with the dress. So I'm going to pick this veil. I always try to accessorize my brides with details that are on the dress as well. Now, if you're going to ask if you can wear a blusher with this, you can. I'm going to put on a separate blusher here, a separate veil, which these can be attached to your veils if you'd like. Very important that you shop for your veil with your dress in hand. This way you can make these kind of changes, you can add these kind of details without worrying about the color, about the length, about the style. You see it in your hand, you have it with you. I'm going to fluff your train out here so you can see how these veils accent the dress. Now, I always want to make sure that the lace is similar color to the actual dress. I also want to make sure that the lace is similar to the dress itself. In this situation, as you can see, there are some variations. This is an example why it's important to have your dress with you when you shop for your veil. I wanted to show one more look. This look being actually with the cathedral veil. What I would like to do is put in the same place where the shorter veils were. That way you can see that the details are still framing the bride and the details are accenting the details on the dress. And I always am a fan of ordering a veil or choosing a veil that is longer than the dress so the actual details on the veil don't compete with one another. Now, can you have an accent in your hair? Absolutely. Can you put in a blusher in your hair? Absolutely. So let's do that. This way she could pull out the long veil, the cathedral veil, if she wanted to do that, and still have this veil on all night and use it as a blusher during the ceremony. But she doesn't have to do that if she doesn't want to. This is just accents. We'll keep this out like this. This is about the cathedral veil right now. Here we have a waltz length dress, ballerina look for a more youthful bride. Maybe a traditional veil is not the way you'd like to go with this, though it will match and I will show you a version of that. I'm going to show you something that's more creative in this situation. We're going to actually put on a cage veil on our bride. To echo the simplicity of the gown itself, I decided to go with a two-tier veil that has no trim, no detail whatsoever on it, just so we can balance the look out and not overdo the bride with this particular look. So here you see that you can see through the actual veil, all the detail of the dress itself. You still have the beauty and the romance of having the veil, and you have a blusher that you can wear down the aisle. And the cut of the actual veil is the same as the dress itself. Complete look? Absolutely. Now, as you can see, there's some width here, making it more bouffant. You can actually have veils that have less fabric on the actual comb itself, making it flatter on your head. But that's the beauty of shopping with your dress. You can actually try on the veils in the stores by putting them in your hair and comparing one look to the other to balance the actual details of the dress, the cuts, the trims, and the lengths. This is very important when you're shopping for your veil and your accessories. Now I wanted to modernize the look a little bit. I'm going to add a wreath, or a halo as some would call it. This is actually a beautiful piece of jewelry that you can detail with your accessories, as in the necklace or your earrings. And what's great is that you can wear this with the veil and have the veil removed out of your hair later if you decide to take off the veil and you still have an amazing little accessory on your head. Oops. And this veil itself has a detail that matches the dress. I tried to match the lace to the actual dress so that it looks like a balanced look once again. So I'm going to go a different route this time. We're going to go more traditional for our last dress, but we're going to have multiple looks with this because this dress has so many different options that we can do with accessories, both details and veiling. So this dress is an actual sweetheart neckline with eyelash lace detail, beautiful beadwork in the bodice itself. The belt is actually detachable. So what we will do, we'll show you a look with the belt and without the belt. And what's great is that I have accessories that match the details that the dress came with. Now, yes, these are purchased separate, but what's great is that when you have the dress in hand at the actual salon, you're able to actually match up this perfectly. So it's so important to have your dress with you when you're shopping for your accessories. So I'm going to go ahead and put this hairpiece into her hair. And what's great is that it looks like it was just made for this dress, which I love that. Now this, again, dropped waist in this situation, so we want to make sure that the veil that we add drops below the detail so the veil detail does not conflict with the detail on the dress. And in case you're wondering, this is a satin, actually Duchess satin gown, inverted box pleats. It is a fuller ball gown, but not a traditional ball gown, princess ball gown. The inverted box pleats add some volume to it. And again, it is a dropped waist dress, lace bodice, and yes, this dress, the actual Duchess satin, is champagne, while the lace overlay is ivory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match the detail of the veil itself to our dress. I'm going to go ahead with a waltz length, or some will call it knee length in this situation, knee length veil. Now if you can turn to our camera. You see that it drops right below the detail of the gown, of the bodice of the dress, and it's not conflicting anywhere. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and change this veil to a longer veil so you can see what a longer veil would look like, obviously. Still keeping the same hair accessory. So let me show you the difference. We just had this veil on, which was the knee-length veil. It dropped well below what a fingertip would normally drop down from. This is a waltz length veil, meaning that it hits mid-calf, depending on how tall you are. But it's much longer than the last veil we had on. Detail matches the dress perfectly. And we actually added some beads also that match the dress. One more thing I wanted to add, this veil is actually a mantilla veil. Mantilla veil meaning that it's flat. Flat right here, there is no volume added here. So when we put it against our bride's head, it lays flat. So we can put it underneath the detail. It's very Spanish actually. And you could put it on much higher as well if you didn't want to wear a hair accessory. Let's show our audience what the mantilla veil actually looks like when it's worn properly. Not to say that was improper, but it's just a variation that you can use to modernize the look. We're in the 2000s, right? And this is what a mantilla veil would look like. This is how traditionally a mantilla is worn. So we took off the belt. The belt actually broke up our look a little bit. Without the belt, you have a cleaner palette, and we have more options with our accessories. So I'm going to go once again back to our halos, a different variation of it, not wired, looser fitting. What's great about this halo is that you can wear it lower, higher, around your hair, or actually on your forehead, the way I think these are designed to be worn. Now you can wear the bigger piece in the front, or you can balance it this way, however you feel more comfortable. But you're adding a little bit of a boho chic look to that, to a traditional look. How great is this, modernizing your wedding look? And to one-up the look, we are going to wear a veil because that seems to complete the bridal look, doesn't it? So we're going to put on something that has beads and pearls just as the bodice and the actual hairpiece do. So pull together everything as if it was purchased together, which clearly it would be, right? Because you would have everything in one place. And you could wear it over your shoulders to frame for pictures, or if you need to cover up in church and don't want to wear an actual piece over your shoulders, you can use your veil to cover up, or wear it behind. But doesn't this make for great photos? We just love the veils because that does something wonderful. We're going to go a different route now again. Instead of matching the detail on the bodice with my ivory veil, since the actual lace on this dress is ivory, I'm going to try to match the skirt this time. This is a champagne one-tier veil. If you want to turn around, I'll go ahead and put that in your hair. And I'm going to continue to echo the look of the bodice with the hairpiece. These are just fun ways you can make your look yours and personalized. So if you're the princess bride in a modern way, modern princess, you have a little hair wreath or a headband that you could put on. This is wired. That can be pinned in by your hairstylist into your hair with the one tier. And the last looks I'm going to show is just a little hair accessory in the back. So if you're a hair bride and wanting to show off your hair, you can wear your veil lower in your hair, and you can have a hair accessory up higher. That way the hairstyle that you had done can be showing, and you can just stick a nice cute little hair piece in the back, something romantic, something elegant, or you can still put the veil underneath that, like so. Excuse my tags. And finally, of course, the cathedral veil. Of course it would work, and it's very regal with a dress that has a longer train. Whether you have a lot of detail on the train or not, it's always nice to have the option of having a long veil to have running behind you, trailing behind you beautifully. Of course, longer than the dress for the sake of non-competing with the actual veil details. And still look at how beautiful this drags behind. The photos, amazing. Now, if you're wondering what the point of the veil it is, obviously when you see pictures in movies or anywhere of brides, the completed look is with the veil itself. The meaning behind it, it comes from back in ancient Roman and ancient Egyptian times. They would wear veils for spiritual reasons, but also because they were trying to keep the evil spirits away. Today we use it for aesthetic look, and it works beautifully, doesn't it? So I hope our video today gave you some insight as to different ideas you can use to show your hairstylist of how you can wear your accessories, and it also gave you some tips on when to shop for your accessories. Obviously with your gown is the easiest. There's no guesswork, there's no guessing games. You have it in front of you. Your stylist can help you choose the correct colors, the accents, lengths, and what's best for you and your comfort level. And don't forget, always have fun shopping for these things. In person, it's the best way. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.